Have you ever stopped to think about who you really are? I'm not talking about your name, your job, or the roles you play in life. I'm talking about that pure essence that resides deep within you. Most of us live submerged in a narrative constructed by a series of expectations and roles we perform without question. But today, I invite you on a different journey. A journey to the heart of your true self, guided by the teachings of the legendary psychologist Carl Jung. Imagine for a moment that all the layers of your identity are like garments you've put on. Some fit well, others not so much. But beneath them all, what's there? In this journey, we'll shed those layers. It won't be easy or comfortable, but I promise it'll be the most revealing trip of your life. Jung taught us that each person has a unique individuality, an individuation, that's essential to explore for a full understanding of oneself. This process isn't about turning into something we're not, but about fully becoming who we already are. It's a path of authenticity, where the false fades and the true remains. As you embark on this path, I challenge you to ask, how many of the things you believe about yourself were truly chosen by you, and how many were imposed by society, family, friends? Everyone has expectations of who you should be, but you, what do you expect of yourself when no one else is watching? Now think of the times you felt you weren't enough, that you needed to be more, do more, have more. Those are the moments when your essence is fighting to be heard, to break the chains of what's expected, and just be what you are. Those feelings of insufficiency are really calls from your deepest self, begging to be recognized and lived fully. As we continue this journey toward authenticity, we'll dive deeper into Carl Jung's teachings about the self and how to unearth it from the shadows that hide it. Have you ever felt like you're acting, presenting a version of yourself that fits what others expect? This is the moment to face that reality and uncover what truly lies beneath. Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, that part of us we reject or deny, yet which remains an integral piece of our being. It's in this darkness where our repressed passions, deepest fears, and surprisingly, the potential for our greatest authenticity hide. Facing our shadow isn't for the faint of heart. It takes courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront what we find. I invite you now to look within, to recognize those traits you've buried. What parts of yourself have you hidden out of fear of rejection or failure? Each of these aspects is a piece of the puzzle of your true self. By acknowledging them, you not only lessen the power they hold over you in the dark, but you also open the door to a fuller, more authentic you. But how do we start this confrontation? Begin by accepting that these parts are aspects of yourself. Don't judge them, just recognize them. This acceptance is the first step to integrating your shadow and with it, strengthening your total identity. As you move forward, you'll notice the inner dissonance you feel start to fade. The masks you wear begin to fall, one by one, revealing not a fragmented being, but a complete, unconflicted individual. This is the true luxury of authenticity, not having to choose between different versions of yourself, but being whole in every moment. Now that you've begun to recognize and accept the various parts of your shadow, the next step is learning to live with them in a way that doesn't dominate your life, but contributes to your personal growth. This is the art of integration, a key concept in Jung's psychology that turns inner conflict into powerful inner harmony. Imagine each part of your shadow as a different instrument in an orchestra. Each has its own sound, its own voice. If you only let one play, you'd miss the richness of the full music. Likewise, by consciously integrating every aspect of your shadow, you're not just silencing them, you're orchestrating a richer, fuller symphony of your being. Integration also means finding balance between the extremes of our personality. For example, if you recognize a tendency towards shyness in yourself, you might also explore situations that challenge you to be more outgoing. Not to change who you are, but to expand your ability to respond authentically to different situations. This process isn't something achieved overnight. It's a journey of constant self-discovery and self-improvement that requires patience and perseverance. It can be uncomfortable, sometimes painful, but the reward is a life lived with full authenticity, where every action and choice comes from a place of deep self-knowledge and acceptance. So I ask you, are you ready to orchestrate the symphony of your life? Are you willing to let every part of you contribute to your unique story? Authenticity isn't the result of eliminating parts of ourselves, but of learning to live in complete harmony with all that we are. As we embark on this path toward authenticity, it's crucial to recognize that this journey is as much about redeeming our shadows as it is about celebrating our lights. Carl Jung taught us that the human psyche isn't just made up of elements we'd rather hide, but also of those that shine brightly, and that we often overlook in our focus on what's missing or needs fixing. It's time to change the narrative and start celebrating your strengths as much as you work on your weaknesses. What qualities do you possess that fill you with pride? What skills do you have that can benefit not only you, but those around you? These are the aspects of your light that need to be acknowledged and amplified. For every shadow you integrate, seek out a light within you that's been ignored or underestimated. Maybe it's your capacity for empathy, your creativity, or your resilience. By giving these qualities as much space as your shadows, you create a balance that lets you live more fully and authentically. By living more authentically, you become an inspiration to those around you. Your journey can motivate others to explore their own authenticity, creating a ripple effect of transformation and growth. As we continue this journey of self-discovery and transformation, it's vital to recognize the moments of alignment when they happen. These moments might appear as small epiphanies or grand revelations, but they're all signs that you're living in sync with your true self. Carl Jung called these moments of meaningful connection synchronicities, instances where the outer and inner worlds converge in ways that feel magical or destined. Reflect on recent moments in your life when things seem to fall perfectly into place. Was it coincidence, or the result of living authentically? Synchronicity suggests that by aligning our inner actions with our true needs and desires, the universe seems to conspire in our favor. This is the reward for the hard work of confronting and accepting all parts of ourselves. As you become more aware of these synchronicities, start trusting the flow of your life more. The anxiety to control every outcome begins to fade, leaving room for a more relaxed and receptive state of being. This is the true power of authenticity. It not only transforms how you see yourself, but how you interact with the world. The next step on your path is learning to trust this process. Trust that by making choices aligned with your true self, you're setting in motion forces that will lead you to experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate deeply with your essence. As we delve deeper into trust and synchronicity, it's also important to address how to handle the challenges and resistances that inevitably arise on the path to authenticity. Every challenge you face isn't just an obstacle, but an opportunity to dig even deeper into your understanding of yourself and strengthen your resilience. Facing these challenges requires a blend of courage and vulnerability. Courage to hold your convictions and follow your path despite difficulties, and vulnerability to admit your fears and doubts. This combination might seem contradictory, but it's actually the core of authenticity. Showing up fully, with all your strengths and weaknesses, allows a deep connection not just with yourself, but with others. Now think of a recent moment when you faced a challenge. How did you respond? Did you step away from your essence to avoid conflict? Or did you stand firm in who you truly are? Each of these moments is critical on your journey, offering valuable lessons about what you truly value and how much you've grown. When reflecting on these challenges, it's also crucial to be compassionate with yourself. Authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. Let every step, every stumble, be part of your learning and growth. Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, and allow yourself to feel pride for the courage to keep going. As we continue exploring the path to authenticity, we reach a fundamental aspect: connection with others. Though this journey is deeply personal, we're not isolated. Relationships play a crucial role in reflecting, and sometimes challenging, our true essence. Every interaction offers a chance to practice authenticity and learn to set healthy boundaries that respect both our space and others. It's in our relationships where we often face the most significant tests of our authenticity. How do you stay true to yourself while nurturing meaningful, supportive connections? The key lies in honest, open communication, expressing your needs and actively listening to others. This exchange fosters not just mutual understanding, but a deep respect for each person's individuality. It's also essential to distinguish between those who genuinely support your quest for authenticity and those who might prefer a version of you that fits their own desires or expectations. This discernment isn't always easy, but it's vital for cultivating an environment that nurtures and celebrates your true self. Reflect on your current relationships. Which ones energize you and which ones drain you? Are you investing in connections that value and reinforce your authenticity? Remember, true connection arises not just from accepting others, but from the courage to be fully yourself, creating a space where mutual authenticity can flourish. As you progress on your path to authenticity, it's important to recognize and celebrate every step forward, no matter how small it seems. Authenticity isn't a final destination, but an ongoing process of self-exploration and redefinition. In this process, gratitude plays a crucial role. Consciously giving thanks for the lessons learned, the obstacles overcome, and the connections forged helps you anchor yourself in the present and appreciate the true value of each experience. Build into your daily routine a moment of reflection to consider what each day has taught you about yourself. What situations allowed you to act more authentically? Which ones challenged you to stand up for your values or rethink your beliefs? This practice of gratitude and reflection not only enriches your journey, but also strengthens you against the inevitable difficulties that may arise. Plus, this approach prepares you for the future with a growth mindset. Instead of fearing challenges, you start seeing them as opportunities to deepen your understanding of yourself and your ability to live according to your truest values. This is the true power of authenticity. It doesn't just transform you. It has the potential to positively influence those around you too. As you continue this journey, I invite you to stay open and curious. Authenticity demands an open mind and a heart willing to explore the unknown. Every day offers a fresh chance to be genuinely you, to respond to life not as you think you should, but as you truly are. In the process of embracing your authenticity, it's essential to consider the impact your choices have, not just on yourself, but on the world around you. Authenticity has the power to influence others in profound, meaningful ways. When you're authentically you, you give others permission to be themselves too. This is the ripple effect of living your truth. It creates waves that can transform environments, cultures, and eventually society. Reflect on the times when, by being genuine, you've inspired others to open up. Maybe it was an honest conversation that led a friend to share something personal, or a bold decision that motivated those around you to make their own courageous choices. These moments are testaments to the power of living with authenticity. However, being authentic also comes with responsibility. It means being aware of how your words and actions affect others. On this journey, it's important to develop empathy and understanding, not just as an act of self-expression, but as one of respect and consideration for others. The real challenge and beauty of authenticity lies in finding that balance between staying true to yourself and being sensitive to those around you. Constantly ask yourself, does my way of being authentic respect and uplift the authenticity of others? This kind of question not only refines your own authenticity, but also fosters a more genuine, respectful environment. As we dive deeper into our journey toward authenticity, we reach a crucial realization. Every step we take toward being more genuine brings us closer not just to ourselves, but to a deeper connection with the universe. Authenticity isn't an isolated act. It's an ongoing dialogue between our inner self and the outer world. When nurtured with honesty and openness, this dialogue can lead to surprising revelations and a clearer sense of purpose. Consider how your journey toward authenticity might align with your bigger life goals. How can your personal truths help you achieve what you most desire? Whatever your ambition, whether it's creating art, leading change, fostering healthy relationships, or simply living with peace, your authenticity is the key that unlocks those aspirations. This alignment also challenges you to consider the long-term consequences of your authentic choices. As you make decisions true to yourself, you're also laying the foundation for your future. Every authentic choice sets a precedent for the next, building a life that's not only true to your values, but also coherent and predictably enriching. And as you continue on this path, remember that authenticity is a journey of constant evolution. It's not about reaching a point of perfection, but about existing in a state of continuous improvement. Celebrate every small victory and every new discovery about yourself. Share your journey with others, not just as a form of personal affirmation, but as an invitation for them to explore their own path to authenticity too.